Hi, welcome back to Marshashana Yoga. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be talking about asthma today. Asthma happens when the bronchioles become enlarged and restricted by mucus, which produces symptoms such as cough, wheezing, tightness in the chest area, and trouble breathing. There are sometimes genetic factors involved. It can also be caused by conditions in the environment, including allergies. Statistically, the number of cases is rising along with the number of fatalities. Why? We're really not sure. Could be more stress, more pollution, and a lack of contact to germs as children. In addition, sometimes inhalers are used too often, creating a rebound effect. Yoga can help with asthma too. We all can at times breathe in less than beneficial ways. If we learn to attend to our breath and establish some healthy patterns of breathing, there are many benefits. Better flow of oxygen to the lungs and other areas, more relaxation in muscles, and reduced stress levels. So, as we move into winter, I'll share a quote by Barbara Bernard, a yoga teacher who used her personal practice to improve her own asthma condition. She says, "I wasn't a diaphragmatic breather. I was a mouth breather, a breath holder, a high chest breather. I was like an asthma person waiting to happen. All it took was for me to catch pneumonia for it to be the final straw. I had everything already set up to go, and a lot of people do," unquote. What a fascinating quote. It goes back to the idea that maybe we really can prevent or help in ways that go beyond an inhaler. She terms the conditions that may lead to or contribute to asthma as common dysfunctional breathing habits in people who have asthma. The first is chest breathing, where breath stays in the upper part of the lungs and not enough oxygen makes it to the lower lungs. This can also be agitating to the mind, and poor posture can also contribute. The second happens when the inhalation is stronger than the exhalation. If a person is taking in too much air and they don't exhale enough, it equals stale air in the lungs. This is stressful and unproductive. The third is breath holding. No explanation needed there. I think you know what I mean. This is pretty typical when you're stressed out. If you're doing this a lot, you're putting a lot of stress on your lungs. Mouth breathing is the fourth, and this is not good because it means you are breathing in through the mouth, so the air is not being filtered, warmed, or moistened. The mouth and throat become dried out. Number 5 is reverse breathing, which indicates that when a person inhales and exhales, the rise and fall of the abdomen and chest are opposite of what it normally is. The sixth piece is overbreathing. This is hyperventilating, something most people are at least somewhat familiar with when stressed out. But to do this on a regular basis means that the oxygen is just not getting in as it should. Yoga, we know, improves posture, which is instrumental in making space in the body and allowing improved breathing. By using the abdominal muscles, we can strengthen our ability to breathe. Breath work itself can increase lung capacity. Also, we focus on paying attention to our breath in yoga. Therefore, we start to notice our breath and the way in which we might be able to correct faulty breath patterns. Keeping hydrated is super important. And using a neti pot, which is a saltwater rinse, that can also help open nasal passages, as well as getting rid of allergens that collect. Here's another interesting thing. Some asthmatics are so used to breathing abnormally that they don't even realize that they are. Again, we attempt to practice Vidyaha or self-study to assist us in improving our situation. Staying calm can make all the difference in the world. An agitated state will only make asthma symptoms worse. If stress is a major problem, seeing a counselor or therapist can help. In yoga, we attempt to deal with the emotions as they arise. For those individuals with exercise-induced asthma, a gentle routine might be the best way to go. So what's the science behind it all? Well, it started way back in 1967 in individuals where they found that breath work, posture, and cleansing worked well for asthma sufferers, statistically speaking. One thing was noted. Listen up here. Those who stopped practicing yoga relapsed with regard to their asthma symptoms. As my yoga teacher, Kathy Mann, would say, does that make sense? Yes, it surely does. A 2014 study in Germany showed that the breath work is the piece of yoga that seems most relevant in addressing asthmatic individuals. It is noted in the results that yoga cannot, and I know I'm going to sound like one of those commercials, replace certain medications and inhalers for many individuals. So now we will move to the mat. So we draw our attention now to our breath as we notice the rise and the fall of the breath. Noticing the inhalation and the exhalation. We allow our concerns to drift away or to move to the side like a movie scene. And then we return to the breath. We don't attempt to stop the thoughts from coming. We acknowledge them and allow them to pass. Many things are changing in life, but the breath is ever constant. And when we attempt to still the mind, we can also still the body. And when the body is still, the mind begins to quiet. And if you think about your own experience, or perhaps seeing someone else who's very upset or agitated, there's a lot of movement with the body. There is pacing. The arms are flailing. Different things like this going on. Sometimes if you can just bring your body to a place of rest, the mind will follow. Notice the breath as it moves from the navel up to the chest. On the inhalation and as it moves down on the exhalation. So just begin now to deepen your breath, taking a bigger, fuller inhalation. And a longer exhalation. Again, a full breath. A complete exhalation, just allowing that back to rest into the mat as we exhale. Another big breath. Another long exhalation. And then just returning to your normal breath. Bringing your attention to heart center and noticing the rise and fall. And then just bring your body long by bringing the arms behind you, thumbs leading, pressing the heels away and extending and lengthening through the sides of the body. Taking a breath here. Exhaling. Big inhalation. And bringing the arms down in time with your exhalation. And then begin to just point the feet. So we're going to stretch the feet. We're going to notice for a moment as we point the feet how we feel the top stretch across the top of the feet and also right up the shins and into the upper thighs. So we notice that connection. And then we bring the toes back as we flex the feet and we ground down with the heels on the back of the legs. We notice that feeling and as it moves right up the back of the thighs to the buttocks. And then pointing and flexing and pointing, stretching nice, and then flexing, pulling them back. In yoga, we attempt to bring awareness to our movements. So we begin to think. We begin to think about how we stand, about how we sit, about how we breathe. For a while, I was having a lot of problem with my left hip. And I realized that when I was driving, my left leg would be flayed out to the side. It would be almost to the side of the car door. And so I made that adjustment. It took a while because it had become habit. But I took the time to continue to make myself raise that left leg up to neutral. And the hip problem is gone. Sometimes these little minor adjustments can help us. And also in yoga, we begin to observe the mind. We begin to think about our thoughts. So we think when we're creating storylines in our head or when we're making judgments, we begin to notice that. So take your feet a little further apart and just make some circles with them. We always start the sessions by warming the body up and then the other direction. And then coming to rest, take the arms up and bring them to a slight V and face them away from you. And then begin to grasp at the ear with the hands and arms, creating some invigoration and circulation in the arms. As we also draw energy up from the heart chakra, which we will be focusing on today. And then bring the arms to a little slightly bigger V as we bring the palms facing each other, the forefingers close together, and we begin to bring the fingertips down to the palm pads. Again, invigorating, using the arms. You can really feel this. I was teaching someone the other day and they said, wow, I can really feel that. And I said, yeah, and I learned it at the senior center. So, and we shake the arms down by the sides. And now bring the toes together and press them forward a little so you feel that nice stretch through the inner thighs. Bring them back, windshield wiper them like old-fashioned windshield wipers. And then coming back to center. Bring your legs back to hip distance apart. Bring the arms up in the air, interlace the fingers, and extend the palms up to the air. And then inhaling to the chest, exhaling to the corner of the ceiling and the wall, inhaling to the chest, exhaling up. Separate the hands, palms facing, and extend the arms, extend the legs. And you may notice that we usually start on the bolster in Supta Baddha Konasana, but today we're starting in Shavasana. We're just starting on the floor, quite simply because I left my bolster at home. And then letting the arms come down by the sides. Either way is fine. That bolster just gives us a bigger opening of the chest. Bring the arms to the sides in goalpost fashion. Press down a little with your elbows as your chest lifts. Exhale, rest down. Inhale, lift up. Just a little is fine. You don't want to push anything too hard or anything. Exhale, let down. Inhale up. Expanding the chest, exhaling down. Letting the shoulders settle on into the mat. Bring the index finger and thumb together. Make some circles with your fingers as though you were painting little circles. Warming up the wrists. We put a lot of pressure on the wrists and the ankles as we do yoga. Going the other way, so we like to make sure we're ready for that. And then bring the arms up again and extend them behind you and reach the feet forward. Push those heels away. And then exhaling the arms down by the sides. Bring the hands up one more time. And just about shoulder level. We're going to bring the index finger and the thumb together. Say sa, sa. Bring the thumb and the middle finger, ta. Then the ring finger, na. Then the pinky, ma. Let's do that together again. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Extend the arms, extend the legs. Birth, life, death, rebirth. In this position, add a pelvic tilt, just bringing that small of the back against the floor. Release that, release the arms down. If you have a pillow under your head, you can remove that. Now, if your chin tends to jut, leave the pillow there. So again, always modifying for your body. You never want to do anything that hurts. We always say that. In yoga, it should never be pain. Stretching is good, pain is not. So bring the feet to the floor one at a time and draw the knees into the chest and just gently rock them in the nose. We warm up that lower back area. And then just going side to side. And as you do that, notice the feeling of the back moving across the mat like a little kind of mini massage. Feels kind of good. And then bring the legs and open them a little. Bring your hands to behind, halfway up your thighs. Don't take the feet all the way to the ceiling. Take them just a little bit up and point and flex the feet. And then make some little circles. And the other way. And now draw the thighs way down to the chest so that the soles of the feet come way up to the ceiling. Keep the head even. Do not allow the chin to jut up. Keep it even. Point and flex the feet. Draw the soles of the feet together and point them up at the air. If you can, use your elbows to just widen that groin area. Again, getting that nice stretch in the hips and the groin. Bring the feet down to the floor. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Always reaching and lengthening through the spine, just to let the energy come. And then exhaling down. Now we'll take our belt. Bring the feet to the floor. We're going to bring the left foot up. We're going to lengthen it. Now lengthen that leg. We're going to move that thigh forward. We allow the shoulders to stay down. The arms are long. A lot of times people want to grab here. We want to bring the arms up. If you're doing that, make that adjustment. Do not wrap the belt. Not good for the hands. Push that sole up to the ceiling. Now let's use some motion. Draw the elbows out. Bring that to the chest. Push it back up. Bring it down. Push it up. Lengthening. Maybe you readjust. Bring it down. Push it up. Then take both sides of that belt in your right hand and let this left leg cross over that right knee, but keep that right knee up at the ceiling. That sometimes wants to drift off. Getting a nice stretch through that IT band at the left side of the leg. Bring that back up straight. Take that in both hands again. Draw that in once more. Extend it up. And now bring your other foot up there and widen your legs so that they're a little bit more than hip distance. And then draw that in like a happy baby and just rock side to side and take a moment to notice how the feet are in the belt. I notice in this position that my right foot wants to lift off a little bit. And then reaching back up. Release the belt down and leaving that left foot on the floor. We want to take the right foot up, extending the leg up. Let the arms be long, let the leg be long, spread the toes. Bring that in, push it up. Draw it in, little motion, breathe, push it up. Again, exhaling up, stretching that leg, pushing it up to the ceiling. Take both sides in the left hand, let that leg cross over the right knee. Feel the stretch. Come back up, take both hands again, draw that in. Push it up. And now once more, bring your other foot up in that belt, a little more than the distance of the hips. Bring that two into and rock a little side to side. A little modified happy baby. And then coming back, stretch back up. And release, drop the belt to the side, extend the arms, extend the legs. Nice, reaching right from the webbing of the fingers. And then exhaling down. Draw your feet to the floor one at a time. Cross your left leg over your right. Use your left hand to open up the thighs a little, just expanding that hip opening a little. Draw the knees up, putting one hand at each. Rock that in and out. Now extend the right leg up and just interlace your fingers behind there. So you're going in between the leg, interlacing, extending that leg. Again, watch the head, bring the chin level, point and flex that foot up there. Stretching that hammy. And then fold that right leg down and see if you can interlace in front. Now if you can't, just leave it here and draw it in. That's okay too. Or if you can come in front nice, you get that little extra stretch through the side there of the hip flexor. Drop that down, uncross the leg. Cross the other one over. Make sure this hip and knee are in a nice straight line. Take your right hand, open that hip a little. Opening up that thigh area to encourage the opening of the hip. Draw both of these up, rock this up. We massage the internal organs too when we do this, so it's good for the circulation, therefore good for the lungs. And then extend that left leg up and interlace behind and push that sole up. And then point and flex that foot. Now bend the left leg down and either leave your hands here or interlace in front. Draw that into the body. Nice stretch. Left foot comes to the floor, right foot comes. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Exhaling down. Bring both feet to the floor and then draw both of your knees into your chest. So wherever you can hold them, just depends on your ability. Maybe you're holding back here, maybe you're holding in here. We take a breath here, nice big breath. And wind releasing pose. So we hold on to the right knee as we extend the left along the floor. Take a breath. And if you're able and your neck is willing to do this, just raise the nose towards that knee. Take a breath. Another inhalation. Lower the head. Draw the other knee into the chest. Hold it in. Take a breath. Another inhalation. Hold the left leg and extend the right along the floor. Take a breath. And then as you take the next breath, lift the nose towards the leg. Inhale. Release the head down, bring the other leg in. Take a deep breath. And in this posture, we're massaging those internal organs. So we're really doing good to the lungs. And it also gets rid of any excess air in the body. And then the stale air. And then coming down, we extend the arms and we extend the legs. And then exhaling down. Once again, bring the feet to the floor and just draw them in and just gently rock them. Bring the hands to the top with your fingertips pointing towards your feet. And we're going to, as we inhale, let the legs drop forward. Let the arms lengthen. Then as you exhale, bring it back in. Keep a little distance between your feet and legs. Don't have them close together. Inhale forward. Exhaling back. Now this, again forward. This uses the muscles of the abdomen and the legs back. Exhale. Inhale forward to recreate the natural breath. So this is a really good thing to do if you're recovering from a cold that's affected your lungs or if you have asthma. And then bringing the feet to the floor, extend the arms and extend the legs. And exhaling them down by the side. And then we'll gently roll over and come up to a simple seated position. So in this position, you can always use a bolster or a pillow underneath you. If your legs are up too high, you want to definitely support them with blocks because we don't want to hurt the knees in any way. So just in this position, we'll bring the hands to the top of the knees and we're going to take the head left, inhaling. Exhaling right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Come back to center. Lift the chin. Exhale, drop the chin. Just warming the neck up. Very, easy on the neck. Coming back up. Bring your chin over to your shoulder. And then just make a half circle coming up on the other side. And then the other way. Just working that neck a little. At the studio where I'm taught, we don't do neck rolls, so I'm just doing this little partial one. And then coming back to center. Bring one hand down by your side as you raise the other by your ear. Extend over. But as you do this, keep the buttocks grounded on that side where you have the arm extended. Keep that buttocks down on the floor. Exhale that arm down. Bring the other one up. Bend to the side, keeping well grounded. Exhaling down. Roll the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Gently shrug the shoulders, just easily up and down. And then bring them to the ears. Exhale, ha. Ha. Dropping those shoulders way down. So take your right hand over to your left knee. Extend the spine up. Allow that other arm to rest as you move into a twist position. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale to center. Take the left hand to the right knee. Lift your spine up as you move into that. And as we do this, we open up that chest area. Very good if you're recovering from a cold or have this asthmatic condition. Inhale, and then back to center. Bring the hands to the front. Lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, round and tuck like cat-cow. Pull that abdomen back. Inhale, lift the chest. You should feel quite a working in the abdomen. Exhale, tuck that back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck back. Come straight up and just release the blocks for a moment, tapping the legs. Tap the legs, point and flex the feet. And then widen the legs a little. And just bring your fingertips through as you lift the chest. So we are just attempting to keep the back straight. We don't round in the back. We keep centered on the heels. Lift that chest, open the chest. Opening up for both the lungs and the breathing and also the heart chakra. And then coming back, walking that up. Draw the soles of the feet together. Leave them out a little bit forward and bring your hands behind you as you just lean back. If your neck is okay, just lean the head back. And just letting the groin area open a little bit more as we do that. And then coming up and coming forward, we extend the feet a little and we drape. Just letting the back round this time. And then walking back up. And once more, we'll just come into that simple seated position. You can cross your legs in the opposite direction. I'm just coming back up. And we're going to just bring the arm across as we stretch the shoulder. And the other way. Giving the shoulder a nice stretch. Coming back, bring the fingertips up to the shoulders. And then make some circles. And if the shoulders are an issue, anything that bothers, don't do it. You can just rest in a resting place. And then going the other way. And we try not to compete on the mat. And of course, that's what they teach me in instruction too, but sometimes that's hard to do, especially when I'm watching someone who's been teaching for 30 years. So we just learn not to compare ourselves again and the other way. And then draw your arms straight up in the air. Turn your torso towards that knee. Drop one hand to the knee, the other behind as we once again come into that twist. Take a breath. Lift the arms, move back to center, move towards that knee. Drop the hands, breathe. Coming back to center. Just hold your shins, move the chest forward, inhale. Exhale, bring it back. This time, keeping the chin level. It's not bobbing. Exhaling back. Spinal flex, making that spine move in many different ways, as we do in yoga. And then coming back. And then we'll remove the blocks and we'll come to a standing position. We're going to remove the blanket and come down to the mat. And bring your blocks with you, if you have them, to the front of the mat. So in this place, we come to Tadasana, a mountain pose. We make sure our feet are even in parallel. Again, we notice when there's something about the body. I tend to move this foot out a little bit. And a lot of people do, either come in or out. So we try to make them even in parallel. We ground down. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the toes, spread them. Exhale, place them down. Inhale the arms overhead, lift up out of the waist. And hinge not at the waist, but at the hips. And come on down. And look back through your legs. Place your hands on your blocks for support there. And just look back in Uttanasana or forward fold. Taking a breath. Loosen the knees, bend the knees, bring the chest right down to the thighs. Draw your arms back as though you were skiing. Inhale, come up. Exhale to prayer. Again, inhaling, lift, forward fold. Try to come in a little closer to the thighs if you're able. looking through those legs. Weight is on the balls of the feet. It's moving towards the front of the feet. Take a breath. Bend the knees, bring the chest to the thighs, bring your arms back behind you. Inhale, come up. Exhale to prayer. Releasing. Now we'll step just a little wider than hip distance. Bring one hand down on the thigh as you draw the other arm up, and we just lean over, keeping that other foot grounded down as you do that. Stretching through the side, keeping the head with the arm. Don't let your head be down here. And then coming up, extend the other arm up, and then over. So getting a nice stretch. And then come up. Step just a little tiny bit wider, and just bend the knees a little bit. Bring your hands out in front. Inhale up. Exhale, ha. Ha. Inhale up. Ha. Ha. Inhale up. Ha. Inhale up. Huh. Up. Huh. Up. Huh. Releasing that, coming up. Step wide, as wide as you're able. Bring your feet so that they are parallel at the sides. Make sure the torso is nice and tall. Extend the arms. Bring one hand to either foot. Up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Up. Down. Bring the hands to the hips. Turn the right foot out all the way. Turn the back toes in as the heel slides away. But bring your torso towards the front. Do not yank it, but gradually that's the goal. Extend the arms. And we're going to reach forward with that hand and cut back with that right hip so that you're reaching forward, and then come down to the leg to wherever you can and gazing up towards the thumb if your neck is healthy in Trikonasana. Opening the chest. Come back up. Bring the hands to the hips, feet to center. Bring your feet to the center, tap the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Step wide again. Turn the left foot out all the way. Back one in a little. Torso nice and straight. Extend the arms. Cut back with that left hip. Reach out with that left arm. Bring it down. Gaze up if you're able, or just keep your head steady. We always modify for the position. Keep the arm in front. I noticed my own made that correction. The arm should always be in front of the shoulder. Come back up. And then come together. Tap that out. Now we're going to just move to the front of the mat for a minute. Actually, we won't need the blocks. We can just do this without the blocks. So coming again into Tadasana, where we're nice and even and parallel, standing tall, we tuck the tummy in, tighten the thighs up, extend the fingers down. And then we're going to bring the hands to the hips, step back with one foot angled out slightly. Lift the arms up, bend the forward knee in Warrior One. Keeping that back leg grounded, front thigh is parallel to the ground. Take a breath. Bring the hands to the hips, step forward. Bring the other foot back, angled out a little. Again, the torso moves towards where you're standing. Bring the arms up, bend the forward knee. In Warrior One. Breathe. Bring the hands to the hips, step forward. And we'll come back to the side. We'll just do a little cleansing here for the lungs. So we're going to step a little bit wider. We're going to begin to swing with empty sleeves. So we make a loose fist. We're just swinging. And we're going to begin to tap the lung points. In other words, we do this little cleansing routine to clean toxins from the body. So we tap just above the lung points. We give it a healthy little tap. We attempt to remove some of those toxins from the lung points. Now, the lungs are responsible for getting rid of 70% of the impurities in the body. So this is probably a good idea. And I think if you're recovering from a cold or if they have this asthmatic condition, this could really be good. and then coming back to loose arms, to loose sleeves. And then coming back to the center. Then we tap the legs. So now we'll come to that position. We'll inhale the arms overhead, raise the toes, exhale down. Bring the arms halfway, come up on the toes. Getting a drish to your gaze point, and then bring the hands overhead. Balance varying day to day. I think we're gonna cut that one out. We're gonna come back here. Inhale the arms overhead, exhale down. Bring the arms up and come up on the feet. Bring the arms overhead and then extending down. So here we begin, we inhale overhead, lift the toes, spread them, exhale down. Bring the arms up halfway, come up on the toes, bring the arms overhead, an extended tall mountain, and then coming down. Round the shoulders, exhale back, inhale up, exhale back. Draw the shoulders to the ears, exhale, ha, ha, inhale up. Exhale, ha, ha. Inhale up. Exhale, ha, ha. And now we will come down to the front again. One more time. We're going to inhale the arms overhead as we come into that mountain position. We're going to fold down, but we're going to bend the knees, bring the hands back next to the feet, and step back into down dog. So we're just coming into it in a slightly different way. And then moving into plank pose, where we bring the shoulders right over the wrists. Back to down dog. And bend your legs a little. Lift way up on the toes, and then straighten the legs and descend the heels. And then coming into plank pose, shoulders right over the wrist. Descend the buttocks, but hold up that abdomen. Now come back up in here. Just bend the legs a little. Lift up on the toes. Straighten the legs. Descend the heels. Move into plank pose. Breath. And then dropping the knees, bringing the toes together, grab a block and rest your head in child's pose. So one of the things that's good about down dog for asthmatics is that it brings calmness. And if you can't breathe, you become more anxious and agitated. So that is helpful in that way. I also learned, although I don't know a lot about acupuncture, that when we're doing down dog, it hits a lot of the point. It hits the bladder point, which encompasses a lot of the body. So that's a very good thing. Also, most poses are good for anyone who has asthma or is, getting well from a cold. You just might want to do them gentler. You don't want to do any intense back bends because the chest is too tight. No good. Also, Ujjayi breath, where we constrict at the back of the throat, not good. Better to do some alternate nostril breathing, which we'll do in a minute. So let's come up now to a seated position for a little meditation, a little breathing. So we start by sitting tall, and let's just do a little alternate nostril breathing. So we extend the hand out. We bend 2 fingers in as we leave the other 2 out in the thumb. It takes a little practice to get it to stay there. And then we bring it above the nose. We just lower the chin slightly, and we block one side with the thumb. We inhale on the other side. Block the other side, inhale through the thumb side. Exhale through the thumb side. Inhale through that side. Block the thumb side, open the other, exhale. Inhale that same side. Block with the fingers, open the thumb, exhale. Inhale through that side. Block with the thumb, exhale the other. Bring the hands down. Bring your palms up on your thighs as we focus on the heart chakra. We know that opening the heart chakra can make us more loving and compassionate and caring and forgiving. But the heart chakra also supports the physical body. The chest, the shoulders, lungs, heart, arms, hands, fingers, shoulders. So if the heart chakra is blocked, we can have chronic issues in those areas, such as chronic chest pain, chronic bronchitis, various things, even pain between the shoulder blades, problems in the arms and hands. So the chant for the heart chakra is yum. So we will begin and chant yum 3 times. So we sit tall, we let the shoulders relax down, buttocks ground down, we inhale to begin. Moment, envision a brilliant golden fluid above the crown of the head. As you inhale, draw the fluid in. As you exhale, allow it to flood the heart chakra, turning it a beautiful golden color. And now we'll gently move to Shavasana, bringing a pillow beneath your head and just extending the legs as we rest. We notice the breath. We draw the attention to the breath at heart center. We notice, like a wave, the ebb and flow of the breath. And as you rest in Shavasana, I'll read to you. During pranayama, we are literally, during pranayama, that's the breath work we do in yoga, we are literally drinking in gallons and gallons of vitality and immunity. We supercharge the blood with extra oxygen. When we retain the breath, we literally inject more oxygen into the bloodstream. Oxygen is life, so that means that we are enriching our blood with the life force. And not only do we take in more oxygen, but along with the air, we take in more prana. Every cell of the body vibrates with new life. At that point, no virus can even think of coming near. As soon as it comes near, we burn it out. That is the beauty of pranayama. Oxygen is a great panacea. Prana is the best tonic, the best medicine for all kinds of poisons and viruses. Proper healing, proper breathing can heal. Pranayama also purifies the nervous system and eliminates toxins from the body and blood. It produces lightness of body, alertness of mind, good appetite, proper digestion, and sound sleep. It helps in curing asthma and other respiratory disorders. With proper breathing, we can eliminate excess mucus, which causes most hay fever and sinus discomfort. Pranayama can be used to bring heat to the body when it is cold and to cool it off when there is too much heat. We can exhilarate the blood circulation and stimulate the entire body quickly. So just for a moment, lift your right leg just an inch or two. Clench the foot gently and just contract the muscles of the right leg. And then allow that to rest on the mat. Lift the left leg, contract the foot and the muscles of the leg. and relax that down. Lift the hips just a little, contracting any muscles that you're able to in that area. And relax the lower back into the mat. Lift the chest. Exhale, relax into the mat. Lift your right arm a little, just an inch or two. Gently clench the fists, contract the muscles of the arms, and relax that down. Take the left arm up, gently squeezing and using the muscles, noticing the muscles, being aware of that, and then relaxing down. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then relax them away from the ears. Allow your palms to be up, allowing prana to enter through the soles of the feet, the palms of the hands, and the crown of the head. Squeeze all the muscles of the face. And relax them. And then open your eyes for a moment and roll the eyes back up towards the ceiling, and then open the mouth and extend the tongue. And relax, close the eyes. Just breathing. Allowing yourself to be present still in this room as we enjoy our last few minutes of Shavasana. And just gradually begin to move the fingers and toes, bringing a little movement to the hands and feet. And then we roll to our side, resting there for a moment with a feeling of gratitude, acceptance, of knowing our place in the big picture. And then just retaining that nice sense of peacefulness, bring yourself to a simple seated position. And sitting tall, we bring the hands to heart center, just gently rubbing the palms, feeling the warmth between our hands, and then drawing them into heart center. We set an intention for our day, for someone, for something, for some event. And then we bow the busy, thinking, intelligent mind to the more intuitive wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.